So you're thinking about selling your house. There's one question that honestly could mean thousands of extra dollars in your pocket. When is the perfect time to list it? It's a huge decision, and today we're going to dive into the data to crack the code and find that prime moment.
Okay, maybe not a $1,000,000 question, but it's definitely a several $1,000 question. Every single seller wants to know the secret, right? How to get the most money and spend the least amount of time on the market. Well, it really all comes down to timing.
Seems like a pretty straightforward question, doesn't it? But what if I told you that even the big-time experts don't really agree on one single answer? And that's where this gets really interesting.
We're going to look at what two of the biggest names in real estate have to say, Realtor.com and Zillow. They both crunched a ton of numbers to find the perfect week to list, and their takeaways are, well, let's just say they're a little different.
So on one side, you've got Realtor.com telling us, hey, circle mid-April on your calendar, but then Zillow's data says, hold up, wait until the end of May. We're talking about a gap of an entire month here. That's a huge deal when you're trying to time the market just right.
Let's talk money for a second. According to Realtor.com, if you list in their sweet spot in mid-April, you could historically see an extra $5,300 based on the annual median home price. I mean, that's not bad for just picking the right week.
But wait a minute, Zillow's data suggests that if you just hold out until late May, sellers could actually get an even bigger premium. We're talking around $6,000 more on average.
A whole month's difference, a few $100 apart. It's easy to see why this is confusing. But here's the thing, the answer isn't about picking one date over the other. The real key is to understand the logic that they are both using to get to their answers.
See, both of these reports are actually hunting for the exact same thing. They're trying to pinpoint this perfect, but very short-lived window of opportunity in the spring market. It's all about finding an ideal balance.
And this right here is the core concept, the prime listing window. It's this kind of magical time when all the eager buyers are rushing back into the market, but most of the other sellers haven't put their for sale signs up yet. You want to be there to meet the demand before all the competition shows up.
This chart really breaks it down perfectly. Your goal is to list your house right when this happens, when buyer demand is shooting up, but the number of other houses for sale, your competition, is still pretty low. That's the sweet spot.
And nailing this timing isn't just about getting a higher price. It can actually mean a way smoother, faster sale with better terms for you. But if you miss that window, your home risks becoming just another listing in a really, really crowded market.
You can almost think of the spring market in three parts. You've got early spring. That's when buyers start coming out of their winter hibernation. Then there's mid-spring. That's our prime window. But if you wait too long, you hit late June, and that's when the inventory just floods the market.
And that surge is no joke. Historically, by the time late June rolls around, the number of new listings jumps by more than 38%. All of a sudden, you're not the hot new house on the block, you're just one of a ton of different options. And the benefits of getting it right go way beyond just the price tag. I mean, think about this. Listing in that prime window gets your home almost 17% more online views. It can sell, on average, 10 days faster. And get this, you're almost 19% less likely to have to drop your price. It all just adds up to a faster, less stressful, and way more profitable sale.
This quote from Hannah Jones over at Realtor.com brings us to the final and, honestly, probably the most important piece of this whole puzzle. A national average is one thing, but where you actually live, that changes everything.
This is like the #1 rule of real estate. A single best week for the entire country, it doesn't really exist. Why? Because every single local market moves to its own beat. I mean, just look at how different these are. In San Jose, the prime window is way back in February, and it could mean a staggering $53,000 boost. But then you look at Baltimore, where sellers actually do better by waiting until late June. It is a completely different calendar depending on where you are. So, the biggest takeaway here is this. The best week isn't some magic date that you can just circle on your calendar. It's really a principle. It's all about understanding that unique balance between buyers and inventory right there in your own neighborhood.
Look, understanding the timing is a massive, massive advantage. But that's really only half the battle. Because once you've picked your moment, you have to be ready to shine. So the real question is, when that prime window opens up where you live, will your home be the one that stands out from the rest?